And we are back with what feels like a very long series, and in essence it is. These guys have been battling it out from the start. Divine Ascension and Fate are both sitting at one map apiece, not without their bloody scars and their wounds, to say the least. Divine Ascension were able to pick up map number 1 over on Split with a pretty convincing 13-6. However, in the second, Fate had its course, where Fate were actually up 11-2 and Divine brought it back to 12-12. Of course, Fate went ahead and took the overtime. And now we are into map 3. Bind coming at you. And thank you so much to everyone tuning in from the other broadcast. We are finishing up the final quarterfinals match. So to give you a quick rundown of the winners of the other 3 matches, Lotus won over Valkyrie Esports. Team Sheesh won over Squeaky Clean. And Team Coxie won over Hillsborough. So this is the final match. This is it. This will determine the last team to be able to make it into that semifinals. And I mean, Golden Falcon, I could not ask for a better matchup.
Yeah, honestly, like I thought coming into this, right, I did some research on the team. I say research. We went and looked at all their accounts and looked at what ranks they were. But like this matchup was honestly like the closest one in the group stages. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be good. And then map number 1 happened. I'm like, okay, maybe I made a mistake. I don't know. But this definitely Ascent proves the fact that these two teams, they can play. They know what they're doing, and it might only be on defense, maybe. But whatever the case, they can make it close. And now we're here. We're on map number 3. This is hands down the longest series that we've had this entire tournament so far. Teases of Yoru on the side of Fate, but it's just not quite gonna. No, not Fate. Excuse me. That's Divine Ascension again, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. They all come on. Someone just do it. You guys are already just dominating with Teddy on the jet. Like that's all you need. No, unlucky.
No. And I mean, that is something that I'm so glad you pointed out. Teddy, 30 bombs both maps. Been amazing. However, we can't discredit the fact that Posh 1G has also come up in his own right? That whole ascent, it felt like Posh on the defense had Teddy's number. Right, back to back, some of those frags were immaculate, but Teddy coming back like a hurricane and being able to stack up another 30 bomb. Maybe we can see that here. Of all maps, Bind and let me divulge a little bit. Let me air my grievances. Of all the maps you could have picked, I wish it were Icebox. I love Icebox so much, and like I'm so sad we don't get to see it. I have all the callouts for it. I made so many great jokes in some of the other broadcasts I've done, and we're on Bind. Like, come on.
This is the map. This is the map that everyone just for some reason feels comfortable playing. I don't know what it is. It's North America. Like, I remember when the game first came out, you had tournaments that were going on, and literally, of course, it was just news. Everyone was running best of 1 tournaments. It would just be Bind. Like, over and over and over again. There was no other map. Bind was the only map that existed.
It's like trying to fight an Ekans in Pokemon, right? The only singular move that they have is Bind, and you're just like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. That is a very hard callback, and that is my 1 cringe cast for the day. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As we do see, Dan Taveras going ahead, taking a couple pot shots, not being able to find the mark, and Posh is going to go ahead, get a little bit stunned up there, but the firefight is happening over in the corridor. Port and Garden is where a lot of that fight was going on, and a little bit of a right click, doesn't find the pick, but that is a massive 3 kills drop. Fate coming in with a massive hold. That is disgusting to say the least. And Teddy, once again, is the singular member standing. Can he clutch it out?
If it's anyone you want in this position, it is this man right here. Gonna farm up that ulti just in case. Like, he just wants the free point, right? But he doesn't have spike control. It's in the middle of sight, being stared at by literally 3 people. Gonna go all the way around. So maybe have a chance to flank the jet that's still holding hookah. Is this Posh gonna read this? The timing. He should have one in his head of when to turn around, when the possibility is that this jet reaches this hookah position, and it looks like he is indeed aware. 30 seconds. Oh my god, this guy. Listen, he's gotten 3 kills with 2 right clicks.
I don't know what better way to put it. It's true. It's the right click masters over here. Both the Jets have done that, I think, each. What was it? Game 1, I think it was Teddy that got a collateral with the operator.
Yep. These guys just they don't need to shoot very much. They just shoot once and then get 2 kills. Like Posh is falling off of that hookah boost, and he dinks the Sage with a right click. This round should be done. Like Posh is flashed. They're gonna walk into him, but he has a judge.
Oh no!
The gavel is swung, and the round is
down,
over.
B.
Adelaide with a response. He's picked up a Spectre. Oh.
I am enjoying this way too much. You can hear me dying right now. It's been so great. Now Cringy is gonna go ahead, get a headshot onto Adelaide, who's just sprinting for their life, and that is just like we saw in map number 1. Fate coming away with the first 2 opening rounds.
I mean, you can't get much cleaner than that. 3 people. I mean, I guess you could. You could not die, but like, you can only ask for so much.
Mm-hmm.
What they can ask for in this round. Posh, once again, he is the Jet. He is the judge player. He is in hookah, and if the attack is smart, there's no way Divine Ascension should want to even go into there this round. Ignore him. Fight some other angles. Simply Delicious with the Sheriff in that B, maybe the weakest point of contention, but they wouldn't know that for sure. Gonna default around the map. Work some control. Try and get some information in Posh. Jiggling with his ghost out. Denying some information so far, but he understands this obviously is a full buy, or as close as it could be with their money on the side of Divine Ascension, but they're playing it slow. They don't want to give anything up if they don't have to.
Yeah, they just want to kind of wait and see what can be spotted out. And of course, holding a 2-1-2 is the fair standard here. And we didn't get to talk about some of the agents that will be coming out, and we'll see a little bit more of Teddy going ahead, sneaking around the side. Just waiting, and again, you do have the teleport, so you do have that opportunity to make your way all the way over, and it looks like it might be taken here. You can see him cheating around, but of course that orb is still very tantalizing. Now 45 seconds left. You got to start kind of questioning, do they have a plan in motion? And yes, they do. Gonna go ahead, pop the Blade Storm. That's gonna be A, making that the all end sight. A little bit slow on the rotates for the rest of the squad, and Siggy's gonna go ahead, pick up 1. A, that's okay, picks up Siggy in return, and that's gonna be 2. Jump behind, and A, that's okay, no! Gets a 3K before he falls, but that gives enough time for the rest of Fate to come around. Okay. Fate, take 3 in a row.
Alright, I see you there, Phoenix. And I guess it's all okay, because that's how they get to 3. They're actually just counting down, not only like the rounds until they win the series, but also their scoreline. It's literally a countdown. They're all doing work. They're all making things happen. That was a very simple round. Like it's when you get a triple kill like that, like there's no analysis that goes into that. It's just that's okay. Just owning them.
Yeah, this is a little bit of pain, here, and looking to hopefully find a few more. We'll go ahead and rotate our way through, as again, just the pure firepower coming out of just everyone trying to find that opening frag. Again, we do see the judge coming out for Posh, and that's gonna be Adelaide finally finding a pick. That Eris is putting in a little bit of work here. Let's see if Divine Ascension can finally make the way to go over the side, and don't check the corner. Posh finds 1, can't find another, as Pulse Fire is going to go ahead and take out Posh. Teddy goes ahead and gets sniped out by Simply Delicious. Now on a 3-on-3 situation. We're waiting to see what can occur. A little bit of slow rotate coming out from Cringy and the rest of the squad. So the spike goes ahead, gets planted, and everyone prepping for that attempt. That's going to be the running back used. A little bit of flashbang being thrown out, and only spots 1. But 1 is all he needs to make the running back worth it. Finds another. Is he going to get 3 of the running back? He does! Hey, that's okay is now the start of this game. Fate would have it. The Phoenix rises again.
My God, that's exactly what you want to see from a Phoenix player, right? Going in, getting every single kill. They can't hide. Like, there's nowhere to go. They either take the fight or they try and cower in the corner, and you see exactly what happens when that happens. Like, they can't. They don't do anything. They just die. He just runs into them, wins all the aim duels, and it's now him at the top of the scoreboard. Like, Posh is working his way up there as well. Delicious. I mean, they're all there because they haven't lost a round. This is unbelievably clean right now, and yeah, fine. These guys are, again, they're not practice teams, this entire game is virtually defensive sided based on like how the dynamic works. Like it's the attackers that have to initiate, that have to take an objective somewhere and plant it. Like by that nature, it's it's defender sided by heart. But like, come on, 4 in a row in that fashion, just winning every single fight.
It's so much fun, but again, like, there's no other way to put it. The fact that, you know, it's not over till it's over. Cringy goes ahead and mows down Adelaide once again, and Cringy and ASOK have both been on fire so far. Posh has kind of unfortunately been singled out, I feel, by the opponents, and Teddy goes ahead and gets a spray down on Bailey. That's gonna be Posh 1G going ahead taking out Pulse Fire, and that's okay, gets it with a molly. Siggy sits in the flames for a little bit too long and gets roasted for it. Teddy is going to go ahead and make a rotate over to Dance of Arrows, who is kind of caught in the back corner here. Can't even rotate and has the spike in hand. So I'm going to call for some backup. Is going to throw down that first and gets out just in time. Oh, that breach almost had Cypher's number, but it's not going to happen today.
Gosh, though, he's still here.
30 seconds
Cypher's
left.
very low on health, and Teddy is as well. One bullet for the first into the face, so it doesn't even matter. Teddy is trying to take the same engage, but just once the spike and gets out, 20 seconds, he's just, there's no winning this round. It is chronologically impossible. He has to just save his rifle, maybe even go for an ult point. If he dies, he does get blades next round, but is that even worth it at this point? Their money, let's look at it. I mean, they're all broke. Siggy's the only one with 2,400. Everyone else is sitting not very pretty at all. So he'll stay alive, keep the weapon. He doesn't even keep armor, so not even the best look. This one's going to be rough. Should be, if anything, a half buy. They're going for this. They want to buy up around this one Vandal. Ares on Adelaide. 2 Spectres, 1 Sheriff. Not even. He decides against it. This is... It's hard to really find solutions for a team that is... Like, it's been the case across all 3 maps. And across all, like, both the teams, too. It's not even just Divine Ascension's faults. Because it's hard to find solutions when the solution is just, you know, find a plan. Because they don't really seem to have plans. It seems like they are just pugging, and, like, you can't really blame them for this kind of tournament, right? Because that's what you got to do going into this with teams like this. But when you face up against enemies that have the potential to just win every single aim duel, like, the defenders are just going to have a raw advantage, and we're seeing that right now. It's a good trade from the attack, but yeah, it's so easily read. The breach is still back. Sight, you have this player on the off angle. Posh only gets 1. Another good trade, and the wall hacks too, to reveal that there's only 1 player on site close. Everyone's blind. He's able to get out of the way and into that elbow spot. Misses the jet just for the time being. He wants to go hunting. Teddy is on that boost spot. Delicious doesn't want anything to do with that. Does he expect the angle? That's the question. Needs to wait for the team. And just in time, Teddy drops off, and that's okay. He's coming back in as well, doing just the Phoenix things. They know exactly where he is because he does have to pull that dart out, but Dance of Arrows wins the fight against the first. This is big. There's still knives out, and Dance is still alive as well to be able to take more engages, but the body block, it comes through. Simply delicious because just win every single fight. It's so good. 6-0, still flawless so far for Faiths.
Yeah, it's starting to kick up, and it seems that Fate have kind of found their stride. Once again, maybe they read that, of course, the Icebox and the other maps were not, or were the stronger maps for Divine Ascension, because now on Bind, they are looking very, very strong. 6 rounds in a row, kind of like what we saw in Ascent. And now we get to wait and see if they can pull it off. If they win this one, this would be kind of all-encompassing. That would put them at 7 rounds. But at the same time, that would be the econ, right? You're taking a look at the weaponry that is out for Divine Ascension. They are full buying here. Again, they got to do something. Teddy has to make some crazy plays if they want to make it work. And Posh G immediately says no.
So good. They're just going for these fights. Like, you can tell they're confident. It's just like watching Divine Ascension on Split. It's the same thing. They just go for the duels. They win them. Dance of it, like, yeah, Delicious knows that he blinded at least 1 there, and there goes the Cypher taking the teleport. All to face this Phoenix. I mean, what do you really do as another blind? It's just so many flashes coming through. There's a counter flash, just 1 coming up short A by the sky, but more delay. There's a Molotov, 2 different mollies, 2 different locations. Spending so much time, the dog coming through. I don't think it's going to see a single thing. Too far away is the brim. shut that down. But the timing, that's okay. Looks away at the wrong time. And Severos plays contact, and it works out just for the time being. And the smoke, though, Cringy sprays one through it, and Bailey gets the second one coming up short. All left up. The pulse fire even has the better angle for the time, but Cringy wins the fight nonetheless.
Is this how it's going to end, Falcon? Is this how this series, this immaculate series, back and forth, where we saw the highest peak overtime, 26 rounds in the second map, is it going to end in a 13-0? At the current standings, I'm terrified of it, right? 7 rounds in a row was the I believe the highest in the opening rounds, and that was back in game 1. That was Divine Ascension running 7 rounds in a row. In map 2, Divine Ascension were able to take 9 rounds in a row, but that was with their back into a corner, right? So Fate have a chance to solidify that potential lead there, as that's just simply delicious, catching Teddy, dashing into a wall.
My God, I mean, they had a good plan, right? You could see the plan is not entirely working out, but at least they have won the gunfight. Okay, that's a bit of a blunder by Dan Severos. He peeks out while he's reloading. It's not exactly what you want to do. Pulsefire is still with the sheriff. Picks up the rifle off of his dead friend's body, but now it's all alone. And this, again, it's just, it's such a struggle for them. That round was like, maybe they listened for a second and they figured out they had at least a little bit of a plan. They played anti-flash up long B. Teddy doesn't get blinded from the flash, swings around, tries to get the trade, but he has a pistol, so I mean, what can you really do? And then, of course, coming through hookah, they get fortunate, they get a kill through a wall, and it just doesn't work out. The Cypher peeks out and is currently reloading while looking at an enemy, and that's not what you want to happen.
Let's go.
It's just these simple things that go wrong, and it's like, do they really go wrong 8 rounds in a row? I guess they could. Like, it's definitely possible at every level, not just not even just like lower tier tournaments, but it's super unfortunate when you're on the side where it does end up going wrong and your opponents are just so locked down like Fate is. They don't seem like they're flinching at all. These guys are solid.
Yeah, solid to the core, and now Teddy has that trusty operator, is going to try and find a couple picks. Again, only with the light armor, but when you have an operator, you are a glass cannon, quite literally, in that setup. And to see it over the walls, and dancing arrow, simply, you got to hit those shots. Has been hitting shots all game, but this time falters. A little bit slow on the trigger there. Dancing arrows is going to come away with full health as well. So, taking a look, looks like a very quiet push in here, but he's alone.
They pulled all the rotates. They pulled every single rotate. Dance knows he saw 2 in the spawn position of B. They know that A is weak. They have to run through, get 1 kill. But Bailey wins the fight against the single lurker. That's the problem. They see the gun of the Phoenix. Can Teddy win the fight? Misses the flick, stays alive. That's also a big deal.
30 seconds left.
The wall is down, so the attack does finally get the spike planted, and even the Sage wall to deny any potential pushes through. And Phoenix waiting in that bathroom position. Thank goodness for him. The Jets have rotated all the way around. That's the plan. They finally have made... They've probably found a solution. The Astral Wall finally goes down as well. And Adelaide gets a pick. Spike gets tapped. Pulse fire with another. This is the first round they win. Surely Bailey has an opportunity, but just 1 so far. He needs to find 3 more, and 1 goes straight through the smoke. The Phoenix is going to try and toss a molly down, but there's nothing to be done. That's the first round that Divine Ascension taking this map to find.
It was hard fought. Out of 9 rounds, you win 1, and I mean, this is to feel what the players are feeling is an understatement, right? We as the commentators and viewers can all see exactly what's going on, can see what they're doing wrong. You know, maybe just a firefight was a little bit off, maybe that's it, but I mean, you have to give props to both squads for being able to pull it back, and like them going down 8-1 doesn't mean that they're out of the game. It gets me that much more excited to see if Divine Ascension are able to claw back in the defensive round.
That's honestly their chance. That's where both teams have shined. Like both maps that we've seen so far. Defense is strong. Deja vu. And same thing, op out for Teddy, right? He hasn't had that much impact in this. It's crazy. He's dropped 30 on both maps that he's played so far, and in this map he has 5 kills. Oh, just catching that. I mean, he spends a trip for an ulti and some information, so technically, I mean, I don't know if that's completely worth it, but at least he gets some space, and he completely denies Cypher of that lurk as well. Cringy walking up, Posh getting a kill in Hookah in the meantime. That's the op down. That's actually a crazy little peek, because that's a very easy shot for Teddy to hit, or at least it should be, and the peek comes out again. He just wants so many frags. They don't even get a trade. He gets the reload off just in time, but Adelaide peeks on in just in time as well. That's crazy. Delay. There's no way to capitalize on this ultimate, but it just stops them in their tracks. They can't push through it. They have to go back. The Brim's still here. The Phoenix is still here. There is no opening. There is no free space for them right now. Dance, though, might be able to find a little bit of action. There's an ult. That's a disaster. They can't plant. They literally have nowhere to go.
No,
that's
they don't.
8 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. They're going to try and get in as quickly as possible. Get it down. I don't know if they can. Couple seconds left. Are they going to get it? Yes, they will. They will get the plant with about 0.5 seconds left, and now they have to defend. Divine Ascension have made their way in. It's a 3-on-3. Health bar is a little bit lower, though, as that's going to be the Sage dropping down into single-digit health. Firing as they're blind. Teddy gets a point-blank chest shot with that operator, keeping it even. And now this is on Fate, and Adelaide picks up a crucial frag. That's okay, is down, and Bailey has to start walking in, throws up a little bit of a smoke screen. It's gonna try and circle around, has about 5 seconds left before it's just not enough time, and is just trying to bags and can't. Teddy gets another shot to the body, and Bailey is going to fall. 2 rounds taken here, 2 more to go in the first half.
And that one's honestly, it's rough for Bailey. Like, there's nothing you can do in that situation. Like you mentioned, there's 5 seconds remaining. He doesn't have time to play with. He doesn't have time to make his own decisions. So well done, Divine Ascension, for winning out those 2 in a row. We'll see what more they can do. Like, ever since Teddy's gotten an op again, seems to be on a glow up. They've gotten a couple in turn, but how much more? They don't have the room. It's just that kind of instance where you go down 8 rounds immediately, and then you're forever stuck to max 4. You cannot get above that until you switch halves. Like, that's not what you want to do.
And of course, now you are stuck at that point. So again, make the most out of these 2 rounds. You know, don't let them hit double digits. Which I think so far, both teams, whoever's in the lead, has made it to double digits every single time, right?
Yeah.
First one I think was 11. Second one was 10, and it's never stopped. These guys are constantly battling to the bitter end, and I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and wait and see what they can do. Fate going ahead playing a 3-2 split, and they're gonna go ahead and watch as Divine Ascension is gonna peek around the corner. Adelaide gets a headshot. That's crucial. Gonna start healing up on their own.
Get out of my way.
Gonna try and keep it up. That's gonna be the Sky Ultimate plus the Blade Storm pops. Rooting out someone, and Siggy finds Posh. That's huge. That's the defensive Blade Storm taken out of this battle. It is now a 5-on-3 odds, looking ever in Divine Ascension's favor.
Goals being won. I mean, that's literally the story of the game, right? They get the kills on the players just holding still. They holding steady there. Yeah, they're just holding steady on site. Cringy gets 1, but Teddy has the knives out in this. All that they need. 1 player remaining is in elbow. They heard him reloading, and Teddy's is going to go for this double updraft, and it's so easy for him. Triple kill all with the knives, bringing them to 3 and denying double digits for the first time for the leaders of this map.
Oh, man. Falcon, we have been putting on a show here, I think, for everyone as best we can. I mean, the players have delivered as well. Now, for the first time, breaking that kind of, the flow of the games and flow of the series. I feel like this might be another close match, right? Because last time we saw Divine Ascension literally bring it back at 11-2. Like, that was straight up the score line. Now they have an even wider margin for error. I mean, this is looking like Divine Ascension getting their win back, getting their minds under control, and really tampering down here in the final minutes.
And this, by the way, this is just the groups. Like, we haven't, I guess it's technically the quarters. We haven't gotten to our later games yet. We have at minimum 2 more streamed matches. Another day. This is not the only day of the tournament. Dance with an entry kill on the showers as well. They figured it out. It's not that hard. Like, admittedly, they just have to win the fights, and that's exactly what they're doing. The Molly going down, one of them is getting burned, and he goes down. The first player as well. Siggy is caught in the Radiant, but still manages to finish the kill on a Cringy. Big deal. Now it's a 4 versus 2, and it's the last round of the half. There is no saving. Knives out for Posh. They have to go for it, but a bit of miscommunication. Team flash in. Oh my god. I mean, their morale might be kind of broken. 3 rounds in a row might not seem like that much, but he pulls the judge out just to take out the tripwire, and he just goes down to the Showers player. 1 frag for Simply Delicious. Off shot being missed. Delicious is caught between a rock and a hard place right now. Time ticking lower, and he's gonna peek with the flash. Pulsefire has the better angle. There goes the half 8-4.
And I just want to talk about the timing and positioning of those 4 rounds, right? That's something I really want to talk about in terms of the mental structure and mental game, right? FPS tend to lean a little bit more heavily towards resetting the mental after every round and being able to come away with a stronger side, you know, because you do have to reset. You do have to sit there and be like, okay, we lost this round. We have to come back and know exactly what we have to do to start their own win section. To have all 4 rounds occur at the end of that half means Divine Ascension are actually coming in feeling great, right? They won the last 4 rounds. They felt great about their gunfights, and now bringing that into the pistol and hopefully retaliating against the 8-round wins that Fate had. I mean, this is the opportunity for them to start bringing it back and showing that once again, these 2 teams are defensive masters.
That is a nice cam. That is also a one-way. I think they spotted it, so I don't know how they saw that one, but they spotted it. Cypher has to drop back, and even gets taken out. They're watching for that drop back, and Teddy gets 1 pick. It's the Phoenix off the board, so very well done. Flashes and the Molly taken out, and Pulsefire with another one. Posh has been one of the best fraggers on their team, and all the top players are now falling 1 by 1. Bailey can only win a single fight. And Cringy is the last one alive. He's got a 1 above, and he knows it, but he just gets swung on by the sky. And that's the first pistol.
I mean, I said it before, right? This is now the momentum completely in the side of Divine Ascension. We've always seen it. These guys are defensive masters. Every time they're on defense, they look amazing. But their attacking side looks so weak. It looks rough, right? And it's just like, you can't have that. There's a reason why you always have to play on the attacking side as well. There's a reason why you play on both. You have to be proficient in one and excellent in the other. You cannot falter in the weaker sided setup. So this is the point where Divine Ascension are like, yeah, this time for the first time, we have a massive safety net. We had 4 rounds instead of 2 last time. Cool, let's do it. Let's have a blast and let's crush these next couple sets and be able to bring out a 2-1 victory for ourselves. And that is what they're going to be looking for. Once again, it looks like a full stack over to A. Very sorry, I'm tripping over my own words here. That's going to be 1 shower and 4 long. And that's just a spray down dance of arrows. Goes ahead and mows down Cringy.
That's the synergy you want to see from the defense. That's the Astra, the Sage Slow, and just spraying into that the one way as well. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. You just get checkmated by utility. They're running through short. I mean, like, yeah, they have pistols, so not much of a chance. Teddy missing a couple shots, but the gun is not able to be recovered. It's still a 4 versus 3. Pulsefire is here in hookah, ready and waiting. He hears all the footsteps. The flash is going to come through, so maybe he wants to play anti-flash for a little bit. Doesn't get blinded. Yeah, it's a bad flash. He does get taken out. And that is finally the first gun recovered for the attack. Still health lower. 1 stun, and it's a good spray down. 2 perfect with the Ares is Adelaide. This man, I mean, man, lady, whatever. I actually don't know. I might have been misgendering most of these guys, but whatever the case. Sage,
I feel very sorry for that.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna assume, because I'll call Sage a she. How about that?
Yeah.
She has been indomitable with the machine guns across all the maps. Like, it's crazy.
It is the embodiment of the term spray and pray. It's the best way to put it. And it works, right? 8 to 10 has some fantastic holds. I think back on Ascent holding down some of those critical alleyways, right? And I mean, coming up with the Ares this time, I can't wait for the Odin to make its debut here. But again, this is 5 Vandals coming out for Fate. They are looking to try and pressure in. First, it didn't work over on A. This time, they're going to try on B, dropping in a few utility bombs. They're going to go ahead and try and peek out. over on Garden as well as Window. Gonna try and make it work. Siggy can't really spot anyone out. That means everyone is going into this blind.
Blind, maybe even literally, not even just metaphorically. There are flashes for both teams and a sky as well to defend, but this 3 through the teleporter. The Sage is still here. Of course, Adelaide ready and waiting, crouched. The Ares is a laser beam when you have this position, and she's just gonna fire out all those bullets before she even sees one, which is kind of curious. But the slow is gonna come out. Oh no, that's a mistake. On for the reload, and Delicious walks straight through the Radiant, takes out the Sage. Dance with the trade, walking straight through the Molly, gets another one. Posh, another one. In return, and the flash is good to save Dance from that jet over in that triple position, but they know where all these players are at this point. This flash is still going perfect. Dance needs to peek on through, but the rest of the team is doing all the work. Last alive, instant headshot from Teddy to remove Bailey from the round. My god, they're bringing it back, Orbital. They are coming all the way back. 8-7, 1 round until we get tied.
They can't do my heart like this, man. I'm getting itchy and excited. Like, this is exactly what we want to see. Game 1 going pretty dang rough. Game 2 really close into the overtime, and this time straight up neck and neck from the start, right? Straight up from the start of the second half there, neck and neck, breaking straight through, and Divine Ascension again have the round advantages. They have won 3 in a row, so this means that they have the full setup. We do take a look at the weaponry. Teddy is going ahead with that signature operator, maybe no 360, maybe a 720 if he can actually get his mouse speed under control. That would be very entertaining. But you're faced off against 4 SMGs and F Frenzy. I mean, like, if you lose this round, Fate are going to be laughing.
And they're running straight through. It's one of those, like, it's got to be one of those 5-man straight in. If you have any chance of running these guys down, you have to use the man advantage, and they get the trades. It's a 3 versus 3. The op is still not in position. Going on the flank, actually inside hookah. Waits on the knives. The big gun is still in play. Viper's pit, and the shot just misses. Dance of Arrows gets a pick. And the wall hack's going to be good to find out where all these players are. One stuck in the cubby. One of them back. Sight and Dance takes out the first aforementioned player. Now it's all up to Bailey. In this Viper's pit, the off shot misses. Gets tagged up even more. Teddy's over the top. I don't think Bailey saw. They understand now. They have to. Wait, he's getting every single kill. Maybe potential for a clutch. 33 HP. Peeks back around. A quad kill for Bailey. And the round goes to Fates.
Never mess with a predator in their element. The Viper finds 3, biting at their ankles. And again, Divine Ascension played it somewhat correct, right? You spray and pray inside the Viper's pit, and you pray to hit that Viper messing around in there. And yet the dipping and dodging that came out of Bailey set them off so hard, and then they just were forced into dropping in. Such well-timed play, Bailey, on this Viper. There's a reason this agent is starting to become more and more prevalent in all sorts of metas.
What the heck just happened? Adelaide is trying for something. He's done that multiple different times. They clearly read it, and they completely shut the Sage down. Nothing to do. Dance is on the flank with a classic, maybe a chance if the right click is favorable, but he just doesn't even go for it. That's 2 instant kills. And it is a save, but I mean, okay, no ult expended, so kind of bold for them to go for that, but whatever takes the round, right? They want to secure this definitely. Pulsefire cannot get back into this. He has to walk through the snake bite. Through 2 snake bites. Like, this is should be 10-7. Teddy does get... Whoa, hold on a second. There is a machine gun picked up, and now an op. That might be an issue in the corner. The no-scope misses, so Cringy might be the one to save their team after that double kill. Pistol still in play. This should now all be done and dusted.
Yep. Well, Pulsefire at least finds one. That's going to be the Ghost utilized to full extent. A little bit of a drop of more information, and Pulsefire quickly sprints out into the corner. Can't pick up a gun just yet, so still rocking that pistol as much as possible. Still blind, so really going to sacrifice their life for this attempt. That is going to be Fate. Sealing Pulsefire's fate inside of that zone. Can't find another pick. That is going to be simply delicious to end the round with the teleporter.
Admittedly, though, that's a nice little eco round. Guns taken away. That forces the rebuy. There is a lot of money on Fate, so it won't be the biggest deal in this specific round, but in the future, it might be hurting a little bit more because they have to buy down. I think Cringy probably buys a rifle for A, if I'm correct, because he does not have enough in himself. Posh has the op in hand. So yeah, okay, whatever happens, someone's gonna end up buying. So full rifles even still. Adelaide still with that. Okay, I guess they don't have enough money for a proper rifle, but still with the Ares, it's kind of funny how devoted the Sage is to that gun. Whatever the case, this time it will not find anything because towards B do go the attackers, and there is enough utility. The Astra is here to be able to delay for this time being, and the Seekers as well. Cabbage is going through. Gonna be probably eaten up, so they understand that at least there are players in long. That op there is well present. Still slow. So many stars being expended, and there's nothing to do. They just have to wait and wait and wait, and maybe perhaps decide to send the Viper with the spike towards that A, but it's taking quite a while, and the teleport's going to go through before they have too much map control, and this op is still waiting aside showers. The shots missed, though.
Yeah, shots are missing left and right, and again, that is Teddy getting away just in the nick of time before getting hit in the back. Is going to dash right back out once again and is going to get the spray down. Adelaide is going to go ahead, find one. Dance finds another. Posh finds Teddy. That's a quick trade, 2 for 1. Now it's a 3-on-4. This is Divine Ascension's time to rip one right back. Dance finds one straight to the chest. Is going to spray down. Adelaide trying to lay down the suppressive fire, and Dance's arrow is going to try and get some help. Adelaide is going to revive Teddy, and they're going to put this into a 5-on-2. Fate having some complications. That is going to leave Cringy all alone with 10 HP. But Cringy finds Teddy. What is that
wait a minute.
orbital strike? Cringy is going to find 3. Can he get more? No, he can't. Adelaide is going to find Cringy. But my gosh, was that a highlight play?
Oh no, he could have aced. It was possible. Both the remaining defenders are very low in HP. If he managed to line them up, we can talk about that all day, right? We can talk about the ifs, ands, and buts. That was just... That got dangerous. A 1 versus 5 turned into a 1v2 at the end. Like, well played. Like, an NT from Cringy, you can't really say anything else other than that, but from the defensive side as well, looking on the side of DA, that was a very nice hold. Like, there was just a bunch of shots missed by Teddy. I think he missed at least 3 before landing his first. The rest of the team was just holding it down along his side, and that's exactly what won them that previous round. We'll see if they can do the same. Adelaide actually doesn't get hit by that ultimate. Jet dashes right through, but they're not expecting the angle. Adelaide shuts down Posh immediately and still showers presence from both teams. The Jet pushed all the way. This is an awkward engagement. I don't even know how that positioning is possible, but now they're finally going to walk through. Still shut down by the Sage back triple. Big problems. They make the rotate happen. This is maybe a big deal. I think they both hear each other, though. Teddy should have the information this player's crossing, but Cringy just walks all the way past. He doesn't want anything to do with Teddy on this flank. He's gonna get there in time, just not enough. Shot through the wall is good, and the knife doesn't hit the head, so Cringy takes the flanker out, and Delicious even gets a kill before he goes for the spike plant. Through the teleporter goes the Phoenix, and maybe the Brim is ready for it, and yeah, it's not good enough. Delicious now has to worry about his back. So many kills coming in favor, and the kill feed's all green. 9-10, and we're almost tied up once more.
Oh my gosh, these two teams are not letting up at any single moment, and I want to talk about how it's kind of transitioned from kind of sloppy plays around to each team executing on their own plays, right? This is not the teams completely fudging shots, which some of them have unfortunately missed here and there, but it really feels like both teams are starting to play a little bit more consistently and a little bit more stable, right? The plays and the rotates have been going through, and the reads have been there as well. So both of these squads have so far shown that they have the ability to come out on top. And my big question, of course, is can they continue? You are neck and neck here. You're gonna Adelaide's gonna go ahead, throw another little orb straight through the teleporter, and that's just Teddy executing Simply Delicious on the spot.
That is what exactly he needs to do. He's been missing a lot of shots lately, but finally making it work after a couple rounds. Full blind pulse fire. That's so disciplined. Doesn't even start shooting. They still have no idea. That slows. It's going to slow him down a tiny bit. Oh, shots almost being missed, but I gets one. Pulsefire has a trade, and Cringy with the SMGs. They come into sight. They manage to take it, but they haven't planted the spike yet. Heaven is smoked. That's their only reprieve right now because Teddy still has his long-range weapon. The op is going to be the only weapon, in fact, in this round. Has to find a quad kill if he wants to take this. And now he's trapped in heaven. Range better for him, but how's he gonna get out? I don't think there's a way.
I don't think there is either. Might just be waiting to see if Posh is going to rotate around. Going to go ahead, sneak out, get a little bit of a peek. No one can see, though. Is going to pick up the Vandal because it knows how close it's going to get, but can't find the pick, though. Gets the last shot in the clip. Barely in there, and around the corner comes Cringy. Takes out Teddy in the head. That will be the Vandal picked up in the round one as Fate push themselves that much closer. 11 rounds for the name with 4 ultimates up and ready to go.
Oh my god, this is the most back and forth we've seen this entire series. 3 to 2 to 2 to 1 so far. Maybe Fate tag another one on, but who knows? It's Posh actually saving that Spectre. That's a bit curious. Not sure why he's going for that. Probably going to pop the Blade Storm into this round, but still, I would expect they're so rich that they go for the weapon buy, but that doesn't happen to come out. Teddy's going to go for that op again, of course. Looking down that long B, they're not even gonna take that chance.
Oh my gosh, that is...
What is that? No way.
All right, now we're just focused on that skin. That was a beautiful freaking skin that we just saw show. Adelaide is gonna go ahead and lay waste to this top side garden. Go ahead and try and get a window, and actually just ridiculous. Every single person except for the Phoenix got tagged, and that is gonna be Teddy ready to clean it up. Over the top they go. Teddy says, all right, rest of the squad of Fate. Go ahead and say, now we're not dealing with that today. And they're going to rotate over to A. Nice wall by the Viper is going to be thrown up, and that's going to completely zone out Dance of Arrows, who is now going to eat the brunt of all this utility, but sprays through the Viper wall, is able to find one before he died. So that's going to even it out to a 3-on-3. Oh, and that is how you just face take the poison. Teddy finds Simply Delicious. Posh is going to find Siggy, but Teddy finds a second Blade Storm kill and giving us a little bit of a headache because of how epic those frags were. They are now double digits, and we are back one behind Divine Ascension chasing the tail of Fate.
Oh my god. I just want to point out the impact that Sage had at the top of the wall. Yeah, he only gets 1 kill. But the fact that, remember, in this game, when you die, you see all the damage you did before you died in the round. And that means he spotted all 5. He kills 1, damages 4. Pretty sure he did damage the Phoenix ult, so he does know the Phoenix is there. He calls everyone over. And the Cypher is good enough, not like they rotate, of course, but the Cypher holds it down, gets 1 frag, and maybe could have even gotten more, but they understand that they must be making a 5-man rotate because they were 5 here. Like, they've just got to go. So the flank comes through as well. It's this beautiful play by Divine Ascension, and it's another machine gun for the Sage. They want to push 5 through here again. There's no lurk, no Cypher trips of any sort. Of course, they don't even have a... There's no Sentinel. So they have to just commit or just re-clear everything, which the Brim is ending up doing right now. He's going to take out all these Seekers short A, which might actually be smart by them because they don't allow them to go all the way through that short B position. Oh, Idle getting aggressive. He doesn't check the corner. There's no way. Doesn't know.
Yeah, that's a rough one to go through, and that's going to be a big holder down. That's the one that Divine Ascension were hoping to use in that B site, and now the full retake is going to have to come through. 4-on-5 with 2 ultimates, 3 ultimates over on Fate side, and that's going to be only the Astra coming out with that. With the Cypher and Neural Theft, not really that aggressive, ultimates to be used to clear the site. They're going to go ahead and go up. Dance Arrows is going to be met by the Odin of Adelaide that was picked up by A. That's okay. Go ahead, find a flashbang and pulls fire. Can't find anything. Divine Ascension on Teddy's back. If he's able to pull this off, that would be immense, but it is going to get rocked by that utility. A bit of Firestorm immediately starts getting shot in the back, is going to pop the smoke and going to take a pop shot, is going to run away with the operator because, of course, you do have a couple more rounds to work with. Teddy just going for it. Okay.
So everyone actually survives. I thought that was a bit late for them to start vacating B, but they make it in time. They have 2. The thing is, this could be. It is match point. That's the consolation. They have 2 Spectres though. One of them upgrades. That was a curious round to take away the weapons with for the side of Fate. But whatever the case, I mean, if they can take it across the finish line, that's all that matters for them. And 1 round is all they need. Problem for their opponents, Divine Ascension don't have the best buy. There's Dance of Arrows. He has a pistol. He literally has a Sheriff. There are no blades on Teddy, so he can't even donate a weapon over. There is 1 other rifle that's on Pulse Fire, and Adelaide, I guess, on her signature machine gun. That doesn't really phase her very much on the stage. But whatever the case, this is a struggle. The defense.
Concealment. Obscuring
And that's going to be going ahead and using both of the stars that we saw earlier placed. Pulsefire is going to try and hold it. That's a running back used by A. That's okay. He's going to try and run through. Gets popped out, so not much value there. But information. B has been signaled as the last stand for Divine Ascension. They need to win this round if they want to fire through. Does get a little bit of information. Dance of Arrows is able to find one with that Sheriff. Adelaide is laying into them, but gets taken out as well. Siggy and Dance have made their mark, and they get it. That is going to be the round win for Divine Ascension. They are one step closer, chasing back and forth, but now they have to win one more in a row. Can they do it? It all hangs in the balance.
Well, the money on the side of Fate is not the best in this instance, but I mean, if we saw the eco round 1 for Divine Ascension, I guess it's technically possible, especially for this round. Posh has a judge on the Jet. Definitely can do some work with that. That's okay. He wants a rifle. He wants a Bulldog rather than the Spectre. Fair enough for him. If he believes he can land the headshots, so he can do what he wants. 2 other Spectres on Delicious and Bailey. And of course, there's always the knives on Posh if he wants to do so. 2 different ultimates that are quite impact. Excuse me, it's technically 3 impactful ultimates. I'd already named the Jet knives, so there goes one. Not gonna hit. Teddy is back. Sight with the off. Blinded for a second, but that's okay. Gets immediately removed. Completely blind. Teddy still, he can't really do much in this position, but neither can any of the attack. They just get shut down. The fights are just won by the defense. There might be a minute left. Spike is still under attacker control, but the entire A aggression has been completely denied.
If there was a time for anyone to step up, Siggy and Teddy, this is the moment. This is the point that they are praying that they can make it work. Teddy actually goes through the teleporter, is going to rotate over to B, and the rest of Fate are stuck in the backside of A. You can see them kind of waiting it out. They have the Viper wall up, but they can't make use of it. Fate have to try and dig deep again. They don't want to go to another overtime, which is crazy to think about. This would be the second overtime in a single series here in this game. Adelaide goes ahead and with a Vandal in hand, a little bit easier spray control, is able to take one in time. That's what puts it to a 4-on-2 with health bars a little bit low, spraying through the wall, and he gets it! What? Dance of Arrows through the box, is able to do the collateral damage, and Bailey can't get it, no! Looked like a little bit of an issue. You saw him kind of flip back and forth through the health and through the aim and just look straight down. That is so unfortunate right there. And now we're in overtime. Divine Ascension have done it. They ran it back in crazy fashion, and Fate now have to win 2 rounds in a row. We know they can do it, but can they do it twice?
2 different overtimes. This, I mean...
Back to back. I want to point that out. It is back to back.
Back to back OTs. These guys, not even just speaking about us, these teams have to be exhausted. This is honestly, we saw in Split and on Ascent that these guys run out of ideas for anything. Like, no offense, but they will pull out the 5-man rushes, and it's the same thing. They're 5 through B, 2 up long, 3 into hookah. Problem is Posh. Shotgun in hand. It is OT. That means he could have invested into more, but he decides to go for the shotgun, and it doesn't pay. Teddy makes him pay for it. Entry for the side of the attack. Spike being planted in the retake has to come through. Bailey wants to snake straight to the smoke. Gets 1, almost a second. What? Bailey! They line up! All the headshots, get stunned, almost taken out by the trap wire, but now it's only 2 left alive for the attack. 1 taken through the smoke. Teddy has to do it all. Needs the ace if he wants to win the round, and it says not gonna happen.
Bailey coming up so clutch once again. This man is a mad lad. First, it was a B-side hold, and this time it was another B-side spray down. He is playing on all angles, and Fate, they're trying to make their name heard. They have so far put themselves at match point once again, and this is exactly deja vu all over again. Divine Ascension now on the defense. They are prepped, they are waiting, and Teddy gotta show up here in the final moments. The Odin is in play. Adelaide has been able to purchase the Odin. We are going at it.
Where is he going to be? That's the question. He's back on A. We've seen him floating. which is curious because the defensive setups for the side of DA have been fairly impressive. They have ran both agents on both sites. The Jet floats, the Sage floats. This time she's going to go all the way back because they read into this B aggress, which is good because that is the correct read. Thing is the Sage going to do very much? The slow is going to go out. So the people in Hookah are going to slow down just a tiny little bit. Spray, they understand that exactly who's here. Like, of course, who else would it be? And stun, they want to just win the fight. But Bailey has lurked all the way into A. There's only one defender here right now. The rest of them have to come running the Sky. How much can she hold? And of course, it is OT. It's curious why the Sky decides to opt for the lesser weapon, and it just doesn't work. Not even a shot landed. Posh with the headshot, a second one. Maybe pushing in a spawn. Has the timing on a one player. There's one player behind the Posh is just working all the way through the site, taking every single kill for himself. Dance up in heaven. Ale made her way all the way into Hookah, but it doesn't matter. Cringy finishes the map 14-12. Overtime on both the final ones, but it's FA to run it all the way back.
What a series.
After the stream's done, so.
In the quarterfinals, no less. To point out how many rounds these guys just played.
Dude,
They played across 3 maps. 71 or not 71, actually I think it is 71 rounds of Valorant that they just played. Let that number sink in. They have gone the distance here, and on the backs of their Jet players, you see at the top of that scoreboard Posh and Teddy putting on shows. Teddy with back-to-back 30 bombs, at this time 25, just 5 shy of another 30, put on a clinic. But Fate being able to crash the party and taking 2 overtime victories, that is a well-deserved move on into the semifinals.
Yeah, honestly, and there's nothing much more to say about that. You can get into some specifics like the triple kill from Bailey back site. It's a bit of a blunder, gotta admit, from Divine Ascension, but that kind of stuff happens, especially when you're playing, what, like 60 rounds? Like, oh, who plays 70 rounds in a best of 3? These guys... like, eventually you're going to slip up, but in this case, it's definitely Fate that I guess we're destined all along. They are the ones with the greater resilience, with the stamina to last all the way through. 14-12 on the final map. This is like, you don't get a better story than this. And again, guys, this is our quarterfinals. It's our this is the first best of 3 we have streamed. Like, what?